If the camera moves or if anything moves, my cat is having a wonderful time rubbing up against his tripod, and I'm not going to deny him that pleasure, okay? Hey guys, what's up? It's HVL here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's been a hot minute, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I am going to be showing you guys all of the more interesting epic fantasy books slash mystery slash thriller slash what have you books I've acquired in the past 6 months or so. Again, I know this is a little bit different than the normal content that I make on this channel. If you care at all, I'll explain at the end of the video. But if you don't care, I get it. I don't care either. Today, we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna start with the shorter stuff, more of the standalones, get into the longer series. And I did want to make a disclaimer. One, I haven't read a lot of these. Sue me. I'm a busy girl, and I, kind of read at my own pace. I'm a bit of a slump, too. Beartown put me in a massive slump. I'm gonna be so for real. And two, a lot of these books were not purchased for retail. I got them either free, for cheap, or they're like special editions that I'll get into later. The broken binding literally has taken so much of my money. I don't want to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get right into the epic fantasy mystery thriller sci-fi book haul. Starting off strong, I have Pure Nasty by Susanna Clarke. I forgot who I was watching. If I can remember who it is, I'll put their channel up here. But they were reading this and they were like, it's good, but like, what? And I kind of love books like that where it's a little bit up for your own interpretation. And I mean, it's a clearly well awarded and very well received book. So I am excited to read this. I got this for free. So I was kind of like, you know what? Let's see what happens here. The next little set I got is one that I am so excited and so happy that I own. I read the first book, I want to say like last 4th of July. Me and my boyfriend, we were like driving around, so we just played it on audiobook. And I have been absolutely, oh, it's sticky. Oh, the book is sticky. I was absolutely in love with the first one and have been dying to get into the second one. And I found these and I was so excited because I hate the physical releases of them right now. You'll notice there's not a lot of paperbacks here. I try to avoid paperbacks, and if I need to get a paperback, it is what it is, but I try to find one that's like not what's currently mass marketed because I'm picky. I have opinions, sue me. So that trilogy and that thriller series is none other than Wayward Pines by Blake Crouch. Oh, guys, I ate the first book up. It was so good. It was such a fast read, but it was so interesting. I have really, really loved Blake Crouch's works in particular. Sometimes thrillers and mysteries, I'm like, okay, babe, like I know what's happening here. I can guess the ending. Dude, I had no idea what was going on the entire time we were listening to this book, and I loved it. And then obviously the last one, this is autographed. Hello, you're gonna notice another theme. I am a sucker for anything autographed. So I found these copies and I had to scoop them. I had to literally get them because one, it's Blake Crouch, and two, I love the series, and three, I don't like what's currently being like mass released of these paperbacks. I don't know if these are like an earlier copy or like a first printing or what, but I love them. I'm obsessed with them. And if you're looking for a good thriller that's like fast, quick pace, like you'll get through it. You could probably get through it in a day. Read these. They are so good. Okay, I know I just said that I don't get paperbacks. I think this is the only other paperback that I'm showing you guys today. So bear with me here. The next book that I have is Between Two Fires by Christopher Buehlman. If I said that wrong, I'm really sorry. This is his newest book. I actually have some of his other books in this haul as well. But on his Instagram, he was like, hey, if you buy through this specific way, like I'll sign it for you and I'll like write you something. So I asked him, I was like, would you be willing to do a little doodle? I love when authors like do little doodles or like personalize it in some way, and he did it. Look at the signature. Look at the doodle. I am so excited to have this. It's funny, my boyfriend got the same book, got it signed same way, and he's like, I should have asked for a doodle. That's so cool. I'm like, yeah, you gotta think outside of the box, babe. So this is like a medieval horror fantasy, I think. Truthfully, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm actually really pumped to read this. This is definitely high on the TBR. So yeah, very excited for this. And once I read it, I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay, the next book that I got is one that people have ate up. Like, I don't know when it was released, but when it came out, everyone and their mother was reading this, and I'm a little bit late to the party. Hopefully I can still come in. So that book is Blood Over Bright Heaven by M.L. Wang. I'm so sorry. This is the same author that wrote Sword of Kaigen that I have. I haven't read that one either. But I've heard people just rave about this book, and I want to know why. Why do people like it? What's the tea? What's the drama? I got this book for free because I had consignment credit. Dude, I'm telling you, consignment credit. If you have a store that does, like, you can bring books and you get money for their books, do it, because that's how a lot of these are free. So I got this for consignment, so I'm like, yeah, let me pick her up. However, I do want the broken binding version of it so bad. You're going to see a theme here real fast, especially when I get into my sets. I love the broken binding. It is literally what gets me through my day. So, but that one is like super, dude, it's like $300. I've seen listings for this book for $300. What are we up to? So, we're gonna wait till it comes back in stock, but, I've heard really good things. I've heard people say it's similar to Babel, so, that will be very interesting, and I'm excited to get into it when I do. Okay, so the next two books are The Broken Binding. They're from that company. If you don't know what they are, basically they are a UK-based company that makes special editions of different series, primarily fantasy and sci-fi. I love them. They hold their value. They're totally worth it. If you get it. It's a subscription service too. So every month I get a fantasy book that's like fun, and I'll show you them later in today's video. And then I also get the sci-fi one. I'm just so excited. But these two books are not part of the subscription. They just had these online. And that is the second and last of the Gale Song trilogy by Shauna Lawless. I missed out on the first one, and these books are kind of expensive. Especially, I don't know, this one? I'm not entirely sure, but these books are kind of hard to come by, and if you do come by a set, it's probably going to run you a couple $100. But I am really excited for these. Again, I haven't read them. Look at the pages. Hello, they're so cool. I'm really excited to get into these in particular, though, because I love a fantasy historical mashup. Oh, I love it. I eat it up. If there was money in history, I probably would have gotten a degree in history, but I played it smart and went into marketing. I don't know if that was smart, but here we are. So they are signed as well, which is super cool. Again, anything signed, I'm like, literally give it to me right now. So yeah, very exciting. I need the first one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the broken binding edition of the first one. I highly doubt it, so I might just get the first one in like a hardcover and move on with my life. So this one's a little bit of a nicer signature. So this one is signed and then also is numbered. I like things signed, numbered. I get that there's a draw to it, like there's a limited, like, oh, you have this number out of this many. I don't really care. I just want them signed, to be honest with you. So, love these covers, love these. I've seen the first one. Okay, moving on. The next book may be a little silly. I never read this book, and I feel like it's something that, you know, as someone in my young adulthood that I should have read as a child, and now I need to go back and pay my dues, and that is The Kite Runner. The reason I got this is because it is signed. I'm telling you, anything signed, I will buy. So The Kite Runner, I don't know. I literally know nothing about this book. I never read it. I don't know why. So now is the time for me to read it. I'm excited to read it. People love it. People warn me about it. They're like, hey, prepared to be broken inside. And I'm like, perfect. All right. So the next book that I got, the reason I'm showing you this is because I got it signed. I don't know anything about this book. I'm gonna be so for real. I know it's like Greek mythology stuff, and anything Greek mythology, I'm like, yes, get me on board. I was a Percy Jackson kid 100% growing up. So she recently was kind of at like a big author signing event that was like an hour, 45 minutes away from me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna bring it, even though I don't know what's going on about it. I'm gonna bring it anyways. And she signed it to me. She was super nice. Really loved connecting with her. We talked about sprayed edges, which of course we talked about sprayed edges. So I don't really know what this is about. Okay, the next book that I got. Oh, I'm a little mad about. I'm a little frustrated about getting this book because I swear every time I finish a freaking series, there's like a big announcement that there's like a new and better release of that series. And it literally happened with another series in this video, and I literally bought the next set this morning. Regardless though, they be pranking me. Okay, so this book is the second in a trilogy. I don't know if it's a trilogy. I read the first book, listened to the first book at work like a while ago, and So the book that I'm talking about and the series that I'm talking about is the Red Rising series. I finally got the second book. Golden Sun, I finally got it. And of course, I'm not joking. The day that I picked this up, the deluxe edition of the first one was announced. It'd be one thing if they sucked. If they sucked, I'd be like, you know what? You keep it. I don't want it. I got mine at home. I want that one. No. This Golden Sun has been so fun. And I was talking to someone who's read the trilogy and he was like, yeah, it gets just better as it goes on. So if I love the first one, I cannot wait to finish this one. It's been really good so far. I'm only like, I don't know how many pages in, but I'm not super far in, but I'm eating it up. So the next duology that I got is honestly probably one of my favorite looking books in my collection. I just think these two books are stunning. They're from the Broken Binding, which of course they are. Broken Binding, Live, Laugh, Love, Broken Binding. I'm gonna get that in my house one day. Put it on my wall. Live, Laugh, Love, Broken Broken Binding. And the duology is the Black Tongue Thief duology. This is also by Christopher Buehlman, the same guy that did Between Two Fires. I love how these books look. And I mean, the reason I got these is because one, I've heard really good things about it. Two, hello, you're joking. So yeah, I'm really excited for these two. I haven't got into them yet. Sue me, I'm just one person. But I also, like, when I get books, I'll, like, look at the back and see what authors, like, promote them. And a lot of the authors that I'm seeing are authors that I have read books before from and really love. So I'm like, sign me up. So super excited for these beautiful freaking editions. I'm probably some of my favorite sprayed edges. Like, they just look so cool. So very excited. They're also signed, of course, and I guess they're numbered as well. I didn't realize that. So yeah, very excited for these two and to get into them. I've heard really good things and they're so pretty. Okay, so the next book that I got is one that I've heard really good things about. I typically don't buy a lot of horror because, not that I don't like it, but just because I haven't really found a horror author that I'm absolutely in love with yet. I've read some King and honestly, I'm not super impressed with the King that I have read at this point, and I've read like 3 or so books so far. But online, there's been a lot of buzz about this book, and honestly, the cover's so cool, and it was signed. I was like, you know what? We're gonna take a little risk here. We're gonna roll the dice, and that is The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. This is the same guy that did the All the Good Indians book. This is like really highly reviewed. People really like it. And again, it's signed. It's signed, so I'm like, hi, you're coming home with me. I don't know a whole lot about this book. I think it's like has to do with the American West, which, ooh, I love a little Red Dead Redemption moment. I love Red Dead. Red Dead is so good. Also, don't mind my lobster pajamas. I love them. Okay, the next book that I got, there's a lot of books in here, I'm just realizing. This I found yesterday, and this I found at like the local coffee, like, bookstore that I go to all the time for work. I love it there. Good energy, good food, good drinks. And they have like a used book section, and I'll always peruse, especially like the fantasy, sci-fi, and horror sections. And I found this, and I've never seen this. And that is The Shadow of What Was Lost in hardcover. And, you know, she's a little beat up. She's got some sun damage. She is definitely loved, but I got it for $8. I actually have the series in paperback. You might be able to see it back there. And I don't know if I'm going to commit to the hardcovers, but I'm like, at the very least, like, I can help someone out and, like, sell it for not $1 million. Okay, so the next book that I got is the current fantasy subscription for the Broken Binding. I've heard of this series before, but never really knew a whole lot about it. And I was kind of like, when it was announced, I was kind of like, okay, like, sure, I guess. I don't know enough. I might read this and I might eat her up. I just don't know. But that is I don't know what it's called. It's the Rook and Rose trilogy. It's the Rook and Rose trilogy. I'm losing it. So I have the first one, The Mask of Mirrors, I believe, by M.A. Carrick. So yeah, I have this first one. The second one's coming in the mail. It's literally stuck in customs though. I've been having such an issue with my books getting stuck in customs for like a week. They eventually get here though, and that's really all that matters. So yeah, I don't know a whole lot about this trilogy other than it's, very popular. And I mean, listen, it's beautiful. Like these books, I'm telling you guys, the Rook and Binding does a beautiful job with their books. So what I do is I will get book plates. So what you can do with a lot of authors, obviously not all of them, you can't just, pull up to Stephen King's website and be like, hey, give me a book plate. That's not going to happen. But you can go to authors' websites and ask for book plates. I've emailed every author that I've emailed asking for book plates, which have been actually quite a lot. I want to say like 5 or 6 of them. They've all given me them, either given to me or made me pay like $15. I'm like, yeah, what? Absolutely. So, and hers came really fast. Like I reached out to her maybe this past Wednesday and it's Saturday. I'm going to put all these book plates in the books in the trilogy once I finally get it. So just a cool little thing to do if you're tier 2 and you want some signed books, because I get it. Me too. Okay. The last standalone. And then we get into the sets. I'm sorry. I've been a bit of a yapper today. This book I have been looking forward to for a really long time, and I'm so happy that they released a deluxe edition because I literally hate the normal hardcover that's out there. That book is The Will of the Many, by the same author as, I don't know how to say the trilogy's name, so I'm not even gonna try. Same author as this one. So this is the deluxe edition, that's been released. I got it through the Broken Binding because it was signed, which again, I'm a silly lady for a signed copy. So yeah, I'm so excited to have this because again, I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but the spine of the original, like the hardback that's mass produced, there's a weird orange bar at the top. What are you talking about? What do you mean that's right there? So I refused to buy it, even though I did really want it. I've heard a lot of really freaking good things about this book. I, again, don't really know a whole lot about it, but I'm excited to get into it. And I hope that it's delightful, which I think it will be. Now we're going to go into more of my larger sets. These are like 3 books and above. And then one other thing, and then I'll give an update, and then we're done. This is a long video. I talk too much. I get excited, and I talk too much. So the first trilogy that I got has been one that I have been wanting for so long. For so long, I missed out on it when it initially got released by the Broken Binding, and I wanted it because I've heard really good things about it. And I hated like the normal paperback releases because sometimes, I don't know if you all have noticed this, sometimes books are randomly shorter. So I didn't buy it, and I was holding off for a really long time. I almost bought it secondhand several times, but just waited. And I bought a set, and I am so excited. That is the Powder Mage trilogy by Brian McClellan. Lord have mercy. I don't know. I am so juiced to have this series and to have these books. First up, look at that. And it creates, I'll insert a clip here, but it creates like a full like scene the painted edges do, or the edges do. I have wanted this series for so long. I've needed this series, and I finally have it. I'm so excited. And I am, so these are unsigned, but you can go to his website and just buy like a set of book plates for like $18. So that's what I did. Okay, so the next not trilogy. I'm lying. I'm a liar. The next books that I have, books that I have, this was the previous Broken Binding fantasy subscription. And again, I'm so glad that I was able to get these because I hate the releases that are currently and easily available for you to get. and that is the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn series. I think there are 4 of them. So obviously I have all 4. I'll include pictures here, but oh guys, I am so excited. I've heard really good things about these books. I mean, they're thick. They've got a lot to say. They've got a lot of words in there. So one of these days I will get to it. These are, again, unsigned, but I got book plates by him. I think this is the one that I literally emailed him off of a thing on his website, and then he just sent me them. He didn't require me to pay for them, which was super nice. Thank you, Tad. I appreciate you. I don't know what he's doing. He's just going to be at the in the background of the rest of this video, probably. So the next books that I have, the reason that I have all of these, and I got them in such a short period of time, is because I was able to use money that I got for bringing in books to basically get all of these except for one for free. And these books are so expensive that I would never justify doing that normally unless I was able to get them all for free. And that is the Stormlight Archive. So I have up through 5, which is all that's currently released right now. This is my first Brandon Sanderson series that I'm actually getting into. And I did a little research and people were like, yeah, like you can get into this one first. Like, that's fine. I have been loving this so much. I'm not gonna lie, when I read this, I definitely kind of have to have my brain on for. This is not like a right before bed, I'm about to pass away, I'm so tired kind of book. This is like a middle of the day, let's lock in, let's grind kind of book. But it's so good. I've never experienced Brandon Sanderson's writing before this, and I get it. Okay, we're getting to the end, I promise. The next series I have is another example of what I was talking about, Red Rising, where I literally bought them and then an edition was announced and I'm like, well, good thing I spent all that money because I have to get that one now. So that series is the Inheritance Cycle, but I bought all of the Inheritance Cycle. I don't know if you can see them. Where are they? They're up here. Yeah, you can kind of see like the back half of them. I bought all of them in hardcover, and literally like a couple days later, the Broken Binding announced the most beautiful editions of that series I have seen yet. And I was like, well, guess I gotta buy them. So yes, I also have Murtagh as well, which is like the most recent release in the series. It's also signed, which is cool. He came to that coffee shop that I was talking about that I found this one at to do like a signing. So I got this signed by him, but this is the deluxe edition, so it is cool looking. So I am really excited to get the Broken Binding ones. They're beautiful, they're signed. I mean, like I'll insert pictures here, like hello. How could I not get those? We're almost there. I promise you're doing great. I'm so proud of you. So the next trilogy that I have is the Emerald City trilogy, I think is what it is. So this is editing me. Literally, what was I talking about? What is the Emerald City? Isn't that like Wizard? It is the Greenbone Saga. And I knew that. I have no idea. I knew that. By Fonda Lee. So it's Jade City, Jade War, and Jade Legacy. This was the set that I got on the Broken Binding subscription with, which I was really excited about because it's another one that I've heard really good things about and I just needed to know. I also have a book plate and I asked her to do a little doodle. I love asking them for doodles. So I have started reading this. I want to say I'm maybe a quarter of the way through the book. When I say reading, I was listening to it. And I think I gave up because I don't think listening to it's the right way to go about this book, for me at least. Because I was like, what is happening? So I need to go back and reread and restart it and get going again. But it does seem really interesting. I like the magic system and kind of the city and the environment. I will say, I'm not a big fan of this cover. I don't know what bro's doing, but it's okay because the rest of it's pretty. Okay, well, you've made it to the end. I'm so beyond proud of you. This is the last book that I have, and I have one more bookish thing, and then I'll go into a little, hey, this is what I've been up to. This trilogy, I love this author. I had them in soft covers, and then they were re-released in hardcovers, and they were signed. I'm gonna show the most recent one, because that one's the one that just came out recently, and that is the Bloodsworn trilogy by John Gwynne. Oh, I love John Gwynne. He does such a good job, and it's like Norse mythology, and like, that's my people. So I read the first one and part of the second one. I'm still working my way through it. And it's just so good. It's so interesting. It's so gory. And it's also just like, you learn so much about, you know, Norse mythology. And so when these came back out in hardcovers, I knew I had to get them because finding these in hardcovers before they were re-released was really hard and really expensive. So very excited for these. I can't wait to get further into the second book. It's been a minute, but I'm excited for it. Okay, so the last bookish thing that I have, and then I'm going to go into like a, hey, update. I got a Kindle. What is that about? I got a Kindle. This is the, I think, newer paper white in raspberry. It's raspberry. You can't see because it has the poo cover on it that I got on Etsy. Are you kidding me? Look, it's him and his friends. Never thought I'd get a Kindle. I always thought I was a physical reading girl. And then I started to travel a lot and be on planes a lot and be in cars a lot. And I'm like, I just can't keep bringing bricks of books with me. So I got this little guy and I really enjoy it. I've already read 2 books on it, but I've been really enjoying this. If you're not sure about Kindle, give it a shot, especially if you travel a lot. This will save your life. Okay, so that is the end of my haul. It was a lot. I realized that. I'm very thankful for all the books that I got. There's a lot, but just remember, like, I'm not spending $1 million for these books, because if I bought all of these for full price or what have you, I would have no money. Not to say that I do have money, but I would have even less money. Again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I plan to be posting more video book content soon. I'm really excited about this hobby. And if you know me in any regard of the HVL manga world, stay here if you're interested in what I'm up to, what happened to manga and where I'm at, because I'll get into that. So if you care, but if you don't care, bye. Thanks for watching. And if you do care, hey, how y'all doing? I missed you guys. I know it's been a little weird, probably. I've been alluding to maybe this transition for a while now, and I kind of wanted to just get on here and formally give you guys like a hey. Hey, here's the tea. So I started this channel when I was in college. I was a wee little lass, and honestly, like, my life was school, silly little part-time job, and consume manga and make manga videos. And I was really excited about it. One of my friends introduced me to it, and it was just a big part of my life. And obviously, like, I built this community here, and I met a lot of you guys here and built really great friendships and also relationships. Like, I'm dating East Coast. It's almost been 2 years since I've been dating that man. What is that about? 2 years? Hello? And so it was just really fun. It was really easy, just making content, buying manga, buying way too much manga. And, you know, as I graduated from college, life started to become a little bit more real. Honestly, the transition from college me to adulthood me was hard. It was difficult. Anyone who's done that might agree, you might not, but it was a difficult transition. And had a variety of jobs coming out of college, just for random circumstances. Things just got weird. And there was a period where I was primarily doing like gig work. So that would just be like little contracting jobs here and there. I would shoot weddings. I would do just all this kind of stuff, but it wouldn't pay all of the bills. So I had to sell about 3/4 of my manga collection to sustain me during that time. And I'm thankful that my manga was there and that it, you know, I was able to use it to pay my bills and to pay for my life. And I think in that I kind of had to emotionally disconnect myself from the hobby because I had to sell everything. And I obviously didn't want to sell things. Like, I sold Knights of the Zodiac, I sold Yomushi Pedal, I sold Bokurana Hours. Like, I sold series that I loved and that I was really proud to have and really was happy that I owned, but I had to sell them because I needed to pay for life. So I kind of had to create a mental disconnect in my head for manga. So then that's kind of where content stopped. I knew that there'd be questions and I didn't want to be vulnerable. Like, I didn't want to be like, hey, I'm like financially in a difficult time right now. Like, I wasn't in a place to bring that publicly and bring that to you guys, which now I know is unfair and is stupid because we're all human, and that's just a way of, it's just what happens sometimes. So I sold a lot of my manga to survive, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I had that there, because without it, I literally don't know what I would have done. That kind of happened, and during that time, I started dating Nick, and he's really what got me through that difficult time, truthfully. I'm very, very thankful for him and everything he's done for me. And in that, he also was kind of, because he was into manga as well, he started to read more books. And when we first started dating, he'd be like, can we go to the bookstore? I was like, sure. Do they have manga? And a lot of the times they didn't. And I think for me, at least I think, if you care about a person and you're in a relationship with them, like, you're going to try to understand their hobbies. So I started to read, and I loved it. I read a lot as a kid. Like, I read Lord of the Rings early middle school. Like, I loved reading as a kid. Got burnt out because of school, got into manga, and then I'm like, you know what? Reading isn't that bad. Reading is great. And it's such a fun way to escape, and it became something that I was really excited about. So then I started my own little book collection, and it's just something that I'm really excited about and something that I'm passionate about. And I know it's not manga, and I know that it's different, but a lot of the books, like, if you like my manga taste, you're gonna like these books. And I just think reading is so important in any capacity, and I just wanted to share this hobby with you guys and get excited with you guys about it. And, you know, if there are any questions, like, please let me know. I'd love to answer any questions. My name is obviously HBL Reads now, so not HBL Manga. It's just, times are changing, and it's good. And I still really like manga. I'm not saying that I don't. Like, I'm so excited for Kingdom to be coming out. Like, what is that literally about? We never thought that day would come. And I'm so excited about manga still, but I'm really excited about books. And I want to share this hobby with you guys and bring you along with me on this journey. So I hope you stay. If you don't, I understand. But I'm just thankful for everything that y'all have done for me and the time we've had together, and I hope to continue, and I hope to just post things that I'm excited about. So if you have any questions, again, please let me know. I'd love to answer them, but I really love you guys. I'm so thankful for you guys, and I can't wait to get going on this next chapter of this channel, I guess. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you're doing so well. And I'm going to see you in the next video soon, because I'm excited about this again. And yeah, life is good. Life is really good.